Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome. And for those who are new, you are perfectly on time to get on with your health, friends, and I'm happy to be here to support you. I want to talk about the importance of comforting ourselves. And, I watch my students in my classroom, and they're only 8, 9 years old. But when I kind of pull back and see the big picture, some of them are sucking their thumbs. Some of them are kind of rocking in their chair, or they've got some kind of music going on in their head. Some have their arms, kind of folded in a way that's kind of holding them. And, there's just different ways. Some are playing with their hair, but those are all comforting mechanisms, some way, because what's easy about being in a room of 25 kids and all of the noise and spastic energy and unexpectedness? It's completely unpredictable, and that can be a lot of stress. So for me, I deal with stress with humor, of course. And so when I'm in school right now, and I'm stressed because I obviously don't have an upcoming job, and I'm trying to make the best of a difficult situation. So for me, while people are talking, secretly in my head, I'm hearing, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, gonna miss me by my talk. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. And I just hear myself singing that, and it's just too funny. And of course, will they miss me? I don't know. And they certainly aren't going to miss me by my walk, except for I do got some swag, I gotta say. But anyway, I was just thinking of the different ways we comfort ourselves. And even as tiny little babies, of course, little babies are, of course, rocking. They're putting their whole fist in their mouth, right? Another thing a lot of my students do is they're humming all the time, and I try not to get upset. I'm super hyper kinetic, hyper vigilant. Just every sound and movement is on my radar, so it's very hard for me, and I really need grace to not say stop humming, stop blah blah blah, because I know that they're just using it for survival. But some days are easier than others, okay? But I went ahead and found this article, which of course I'm going to post so you don't have to take notes. But it's a pretty interesting one. It's 25 ways to comfort yourself when you don't know what's wrong. And that is so true. Oh my gosh, today was like one of those days, right? From the very beginning, my kids were just on each other. They were either being super rude, playing too hard. One had one kid in a neck lock. Another girl was like pushing and shoving and shoved a kid right into the door, and he literally split his forehead and probably had to get like 4 stitches. Another kid tripped over a chair and, hurt his arm. Like, people would have thought my room was chaos. It has to be. I don't know if with full moon's coming up, I don't know what it was. It had nothing to do with me or my lack of management. They were just out of control. If I asked them why, they wouldn't have been able to tell you. So this is 25 ways to comfort yourself when you don't even know what's wrong. And what it says is that we try and control every aspect of what we feel. And the moment we get sad, many of us instantly think, nope, not me. This can't happen. I have an entire, Pinterest board full of positivity. So how in the world can I be, experiencing sadness? Or another thing is that people worry if they can't explain why, and yet being able to supposedly explain the why is kind of a way of shutting down the feelings, because just knowing why isn't going to necessarily solve the problem or let things go. So it says, psychology is fascinating, and understanding the why our minds work in something I'm constantly studying, but no matter how much science is thrown in front of us, some days I won't ever know what's wrong. And there's energy in the world too, right? There's a lot of energy around us. And just that energy alone, like I joke that I'm a lunatic, but that's because I'm so affected by the full moon, and the pulling of the tides pulls on my personal tides. So there's so many things going that we're not even aware of on our own level. So this says, give yourself permission to feel whatever you need to feel. So yes, let go of trying to analyze and just be with it. I'm going to skip through this because there's 25. Ask a friend to remind you of something ridiculously funny. Go for a walk in nature. Yay, of course. Tell your coworkers that you're feeling off and allow yourself to be vulnerable, because chances are they're going to understand. You know, some of them might be jerks because people are jerks, but most of them will say, oh, guys, so get that. Yeah, you know, like in the teaching setting, let me take your kids at recess and give you a break or whatever. Make a list of any of the following things to give yourself a healthy distraction. Things that make you smile. Movies that you might want to watch again. Places you'd love to drive to if you had an entire day open. What you're grateful for. Nice things that people have said to you. Memories that warm your heart. Watch a cute animal video. Give yourself permission to take care of yourself today. It's okay to put things aside. Taking time to invest in yourself is super important. And there's a bunch more. You know, if you need a moment to figure out how to comfort yourself, to be fair, luckily I don't suck my thumb. I never did. I was one of those, I think, two-finger kids. Yeah, probably two-finger kids. And at one point, I was so stressed in my life, I actually would suck on my hair, which was, of course, a bad habit, but I was just trying to survive. And many times, shaking my leg up and down for stress. Oh, God, please. Luckily, I haven't been doing that. Barely ever anymore. But, man, that was a huge part of my life for years, shaking a leg. And, yeah, sometimes rocking, like in bed. My husband will say, what are you doing, Juliana? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm rocking. And I'm literally rocking in bed. You know, there are many facets of ourselves, and I try and be patient when I'm going through those times, because there's a lot of unresolved issues from my childhood. There's some things that just by grace I have let go of, but it doesn't mean it's not still in my being. You know, our body holds memories. It's literally called a body memory. And things trigger it. Sometimes when people touch my hair without me realizing it, oh my goodness, huge body memories. Just a bunch of stuff like that. So for right now, it's humor as usual. It's reminding people, even if not out loud, that they're going to miss me when I'm gone. And just recognizing that taking a moment to comfort ourselves and mostly just be with the feelings and accept our truth for that moment is okay. And in doing so, we'll probably get over it much faster. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Again, I'm connecting this in the description of this video so you can check it out. I'd like to know how you're doing if you want to share in the comments below so I can support you. And as always, like if you like, join us if you haven't, and best of all, know that you are blessed.